Come with us now, if you dare, down a rickety staircase into a dank, dark basement. What awaits? The Saturday Night Freak Show.
Hey, thanks for listening to the Saturday Night Freak Show podcast. The movie review and talk show podcast comes your way every Saturday. If you're ready, if you're not, these are the internet radio superstars.
Michaela.
Sean.
Holly.
And I'm Colin. And tonight we watched a movie that was chosen by
Holly.
Me.
What do we watch tonight?
Tonight we watched Under the Skin.
Okay. From the year.
2013.
2013, okay. Directed by
Academy Award winner Jonathan Glazer.
Jonathan Glazer. What did he win an Academy Award for?
He won for Zone of Interest.
Oh, directing?
Oh, okay.
For Best International Film.
That was
Oh, okay.
recently,
Yeah,
wasn't
that was very recent.
2023.
Okay.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's also
I think he actually
big bummer
did he
of a
win
movie.
two? He might have won two. I think he won two.
Okay.
He might have won directing
Wow.
too. I think he won director.
This is the guy who started out as a music video director.
He did. He started his first. I think his first thing was a Radiohead video, which that's a fucking awesome start.
Right.
Like that's amazing. Also known for his MTV Video Music Award for the Jamiroquai music video.
For Virtual Insanity.
Virtual
right?
Insanity.
Right,
That's
we're talking
right.
about
Yeah.
a
We've
lot
been talking about it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, parodies, actual music
Yes.
videos and whatnot. Michaela didn't remember it right off the
I
bat.
couldn't remember it. I was just moving in slow motion that day, so I couldn't remember it. But
Was it slow motion but sliding across the
yes,
board?
it was. By the time I got home, I was like, that's what he was talking about. I have seen that video, yes.
With the big hat, you've seen it.
Well,
Yeah,
but
it's
the
actually a decent song. I like that song.
Yeah, no, it's not bad, and it's a cool video.
Yeah, no, it's just that we were like, is there another video he could have directed, or is there just the Jamiroquai video? Right? It's just that one, right? Like, there is no other
It's the
one.
one,
It's
right?
the
The
one,
one.
right?
Yeah.
The one that is
I've seen
known.
a couple others, but don't
Yeah.
remember him. That
Yeah.
one stands out. And then Glazer graduated film. He did Sexy Beast, right?
Okay.
The Ben
He
Kingsley,
did. Yeah.
right?
Yes.
It's Ray. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys are-
Well,
oh,
we'll find
shit.
out in about 2 seconds.
Yep. That guy.
Yeah, from
Yep.
Beowulf.
Yep.
Yeah, damn it.
He died.
Ray Winstone.
Ray Winstone.
Ray Winstone. He
Thank you.
died, right?
He died.
What?
Didn't he die?
Did he?
No. Am I
Is Ray
making that
Winstone
up?
dead? Maybe that could be why I haven't
he's alive.
Okay,
I was gonna say, I haven't
sorry.
seen him in a while.
You're great. Glad you're alive.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I remember. I know what you're talking about.
Do you know what I'm talking
I know
about?
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Was it the other? Was it the other Ray from Rome? Ray.
It wasn't
Punisher? Did he die?
He did.
Yeah.
Ray. Yes.
That's who I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes,
He died.
What was his last name?
Great question. Kind of a.
Stevenson. Ray Stevenson?
Yes. Yes.
Find out.
I'm not.
We're just going to go through all the
But he-
Hollywood
what
rays
was, he
until
was
we get
in,
there.
Ahsoka? Like he
Oh,
was
yeah,
the
that's
character
right,
in
he was.
Ahsoka,
Yeah.
replaced
yeah.
by
yeah.
the Hound.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah.
yep, yep.
Replaced him in
Right.
the show.
But irrelevant because he's not
Right.
in anything that
any
we're
of
talking
this.
about.
So then he followed
Ray
up
Stevenson, yes.
Ray
Yes,
Stevenson.
yes.
Okay.
And he did that.
And Sexy Beast, good movie, was
Yes.
followed by he did something else
I know.
before
No,
this.
I've got my list
right?
here. Yeah, he did. So he did Sexy Beast and he did Birth with Nicole Kidman and Lauren Bacall.
Okay. Didn't see it,
yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah, that was 2004.
I remember the trailer,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then onto this? No.
No, he did the Zone of Interest. Well, I mean, yeah, this was
Sexy
2013.
Beast, Birth, Under the Skin,
Yeah.
Zone of Interest, yes.
Okay.
But he did a couple short films for Alexander McQueen and Prada, which are very cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I wouldn't have pegged the director of Sexy Beast to have done this type of movie.
Right. That's a heist movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is one of those kind of, I don't know, how do you describe? Okay, so
I know.
there's
yeah.
an audience out
Cover
there.
Police Radiohead music video.
Yeah, yeah, he did some really cool music videos.
Yeah, he did.
He worked with Tom York and Uncle for their
Nice.
collab. Like he's
Yeah.
done some cool
He
music
did the
videos.
Dead Weather.
Yeah.
So he does have like a track history of, like visually
And a fuck ton of
interesting.
commercials.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done a ton of commercials, but they've all been like very stylistic, like
I
very
would
cool.
bet.
Like
I would bet.
everything he's done has been cool.
Okay, so I guess I'm seeing there's a visual artistry at work that
Yes.
that he applied to this movie.
hmm
Right? Because I'm saying this this is an A24 release. These are the type of movies that I associate with A24.
Yes.
This was back when A24, maybe they still, well, no, not as much, but we're known for quote unquote elevated horror.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is like a horror sci-fi hybrid.
Yes. Yeah.
With that you would say a healthy dose of weird.
A healthy dose. Yes.
Overdose?
No.
Okay. Healthy dose of
me
weird.
personally, no. I don't think so.
Okay, but there's a segment of the audience who has little patience for this kind of thing.
Yeah, I would say the average moviegoer probably doesn't have the tolerance that I have or that any of us have for this this type of movie.
Okay.
Well, even you say that, and I hadn't seen it till tonight.
Sean had not seen it.
So I kind of like pushed it off just because I can't. I don't know why.
It's one that you. It's one that you either like come across or you don't.
Yeah,
I
think so.
It's not like it's in the back of your mind, like, oh, I should get to watching that.
Right,
like you just
I need to watch Under the Skin.
It's either it's on your radar or it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sought it out because I saw the trailer and I'm like, this is my jam. How much of modern, like this type of aesthetic always to me feels like a synthesis of like Stanley Kubrick. Like I feel
for
a
sure.
lot like his kind of experimental use of the form in like the 60s informs like all of this stuff and maybe like David Lynch. Are they like the two like big, at least to me maybe, that I see as like these folks deal with the abstract?
Yeah. I mean, when you think about like surrealism, Lynch is going to be your first go-to, and there's so much surrealism in this, and same with Kubrick. There's sci-fi surrealism, and I mean, I think he's king, right? I mean, me personally, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's you watch these movies and they're kind of like a pure version of cinema where you are totally reliant on the idea. There's images that you see, and your brain is kind of putting together like what an association for what in the hell I'm looking at and what that means.
Yeah.
Okay, so
nothing is spoon-fed in this movie.
No, right? Thank God.
Like, he's very much depending on his audience to connect with what's happening, whether they understand it or not. They're connecting with what he's projecting. He's not spoon-feeding anything.
I am going to admit that I am not 100% sure of what everything I saw is or meant.
I mean,
I have more questions than I have answers.
That's what we're going to talk about.
Well, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, like to have these kind of questions, because some of it, I mean, the movie is about an alien subject, and so I think.
Do we know that for sure?
Yes.
No.
The movie never explicitly states anything.
I mean, no, the movie never says this is an alien, but from everything we see, that's the most logical conclusion.
How about this? From our perspective, this is an alien intelligence of some type.
That's what comes across to me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Not necessarily from another
alien, but like alien.
Alien to us. Yeah.
Yeah.
An alien
Yes.
intelligence.
Yes.
And so then, therefore, some of it may be unknowable to us. I get that from the movie. So then I'm like, is that just intentional? Some of these things I'm looking at, like at the beginning, we're going to say that maybe that's a birthing sequence, or I mean, it seems to be
something like that.
It's supposed to be, I think, like this being taking human form.
Yeah, that's what I gather. And I mean, I don't know how much we want to jump into right away.
Yeah, it seems like it just based on the visuals alone. There's that big spot of light that you're going towards. I asked Holly or at the beginning, I'm like, am I being abducted? Kind of fits in the themes with the thing. But
in a sense.
it does.
And especially like the last thing that we see is an eye form.
Right. After seeing,
we see these rings of light, focusing and unfocusing. Yeah.
Yes.
We see these, like you said, maybe like a birth canal or like a space situation, like something is happening where it's morphing and it's mostly light is what we're seeing.
It's like, I mean, it's the Big Bang, but just for this being, maybe.
Yes.
I think there's a lot of interpretations for it, but it does feel like something is coming together to be this
and it's all very foreign looking until the last thing we see is an eye. Yeah.
But to see this is fascinating stuff. It's like because
Yeah,
I mean, like the images that represent this, you're like, I'm like, that looks like a shot from space in 2001, but it isn't. It's in some inky void with bubbles of black ink, intersecting with other bubbles, and you're like, what in the hell? But somehow, we all get out of it. It's this thing becoming like a human being in some way.
Yeah.
The human being is
Scarlett Johansson. Well, human being.
being human.
Yeah,
is Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, a being that looks human.
Yeah,
I don't know.
This is like a pretty big deal.
Yeah,
for the movie to get Scarlett Johansson, who I'm told, I can't remember, was coming off of the Avengers.
It was 2012.
The Winter Soldier came out the same year as this.
Okay,
which she had a huge part in that movie.
Yeah. So this is the one for them, one for me kind of things. Or?
Kind of, yeah. This movie was years in the making. She signed on to do this 4 years before it came out because she had been talking with Jonathan Glazer and wanted to do this project. She really wanted to understand the character, and he wanted her to understand the character, and he wanted to develop a relationship with her. And yeah, it was 4 years in the making before they even started working on it.
Yeah, maybe even more development before that, because apparently Brad Pitt was attached at one point.
Yeah, he worked on this for 10 years.
Yeah, this was
Glazer.
Glazer worked on this for 10 years.
This feels like, I mean, you talked about how you maybe couldn't see how the man who made Sexy Beast made this movie. This seems to be that thing that you always just have like on the back burner, just being like, I want to keep going with this,
he was making Sexy Beast while he was working on this. This was in the works for a long time, for 10 years.
You said, I don't think, none of us have read the novel that it's based on.
No, I know a little bit about it. It's the same title by Michel Faber. And this is loosely based on it. He went a very different direction with this. The book is mostly about the like alien human farming. It's mostly about that. We get a little bit backstory of the main character. A little more in depth into that. This is much more ambiguous than the novel.
I was like, we get nothing. She doesn't even have a name,
right?
Like
she does in the book.
Like when you're saying like they spent all this time developing the character, that none of that comes through on screen.
No,
this character has no
book,
like
in the book
nothing.
They developed the character, not the movie.
Oh, okay.
This
movie was like,
well, you're saying ScarJo was like, I want to understand the character.
What is there to understand? Because there's not much on display. I guess.
I mean, the motivation.
What is her motivation?
What do you think it is?
I have no idea. I've seen this movie twice now, and this is what's always pissed me off about this movie is that we're never given any sort of motive for her.
I know it's very. That's what I keep going back to. It's like very alien. It's like you really don't know even what the character wants. I mean, I guess
you don't know anything about her.
I think I don't know. It's weird because I think it speaks a lot to her or her character figuring out the human condition, the human existence.
Yeah.
What her purpose was when she first got here was, it feels like, consuming, because that is what she needed or knew at that point. But then certain other parts of I don't know if it's because she became human or is dressed as a human or everything, but she's, I think, learning about the human condition and what humans feel, and certain events within this movie change her to not just wanting to, these people are here for, I find them, I consume them, I do more.
Yeah.
What's the motive in consuming them?
I think that is a basic necessity for her character.
For survival? Like she has to eat? Okay, but none of this is put in the movie.
Yeah, I didn't
That's
get
the
that.
problem.
But
I think
it's not just that.
It seemed like it was like industrial processing for...
Yeah, like
it
something bigger. Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
Matrix
I think
batteries
it's
or something.
Yeah.
I think it's obviously strategic that they don't say. Like it's not meant to be known.
Right, but there's questions in that. Do you take the black void where the men go down literally?
I guess, because we never see them again after that.
Right. I don't take it literally. I think this is a representation of her consumption of men.
Yeah.
I think it's literal. I think they're harvesting. I think they're harvesting men.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
And
because she takes the skin suit off at the end.
Not,
so like
this is. I mean, I don't think it's for her sustenance. I think her job is to lure them. Like that's just her job. She's doing her job.
Yeah.
I don't think she's like gaining anything from them. She's just a worker bee. I genuinely think that
because they're collecting like literal skins, as in like personalities, and also physical skins, right? Like that's what's happening here. Is they're building up an army of skins? I guess.
I don't know.
I mean, that's what I interpreted as.
It seemed like the image
considering she could take it off, I'm assuming that means you can change it out, right?
I mean,
so that's why I'm like,
I don't know that they're.
But I want to think that this is like the first time when we see her stripping the body at the beginning. I think this is the first time she's ever been in ScarJo's skin. I think it's the first skin she's ever been in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there probably, I'm assuming maybe there have been others.
Yeah,
Well,
my
it's-
interpretation though is that whatever this creature is, this is what they do: is wear different skins.
I mean,
right?
Yeah,
So she's building a collection, I guess.
I don't think she's building a collection. I think she's given this skin on purpose because it's a beautiful woman and her job is to lure.
Right.
I don't think they're harvesting the men's skin. I think they're throwing the skin away.
Yeah.
I think they're harvesting.
Okay.
I think they're harvesting either a soul or some sort of like
meat
internal
or something.
Yeah,
meat.
Yeah.
They
something.
dissolve the men in a kind of
It's like they're
intergalactic
pickling 'em.
pool.
Yeah, right?
And
They're
then
like
soften them up and then
circle of iron just in that.
They're
Yeah.
pickling these men. Yeah.
It is,
Um,
and it's
it is.
yeah.
Tissuey skin is nasty.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
fact that it gets
Yeah.
looser and looser
Yeah.
because if you've
The
ever
bloated
seen
body.
Yeah.
True
Yeah.
Crime thing and see how skin reacts.
I mean,
you know.
yeah, and I don't know if we want to like reveal our interpretations right out the gate, but what I'm seeing is she's taking the clothes off the worker bee that came before her and failed.
oh yeah,
That's why she has the tear. I think that worker
Okay.
bee didn't do her job, and they're disposing of her, and she's taking over.
that's an interesting
because the
interpretation,
van
I
is
guess.
parked there,
How
and he
else-
goes and gathers her body.
Well, I got the idea. Well, see,
But
you could
I
be
mean,
right.
That is yes.
I
That's
was
what I
reading
think.
it that like whatever this void is, like the ScarJo character is in the van already, and
No, I
they
don't
have
think
to
so.
bring like the body to the van, and then ScarJo, because they don't take that woman's skin, they just take her clothing,
Right. Yeah.
And I suppose there's the question of how did the other alien dude, which is represented by a man on a motorcycle, I guess the guy on the bike is what
Yeah.
we're going to say for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
He also has no name, knows that she's there.
He knows that she's there because she's the first one. She's doing the job, and then whatever happened, which I think it's what happens to ScarJo throughout the movie, that happened to her. So she's out. They're bringing in the next one. That's what I think.
And do you think that because it has happened to the first one and then does eventually happen to ScarJo, right? Because the man is not the one going out and doing these
Correct.
things.
He's
he is not in danger.
Correct.
of
He's the
these things
pimp.
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
exactly. Like
That's a way to look at it.
they
Yeah.
like it's a hazard of the job,
Yeah.
right?
Quite possible.
Like they start developing feelings.
Right.
I find
Yeah.
this somewhat comforting that alien intelligences, when they're in human bodies, develop empathy for the human race.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice because some humans don't have it.
Yeah.
so-
that's- yeah.
Right.
Some never learn it. Yeah.
Another hopeful movie. The
Yeah.
alien-
There you go. Yeah. Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
She was just dissolving people, and eventually
Yeah.
she
Learns
comes
life.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so ScarJo is in this movie. You've read
She's
interviews
the
with
main
her or whatever.
character.
I mean, like what? Because this is a daring movie. She's nude for a good
Quite a
portion
bit,
of it.
yeah.
I don't know if she had in other films.
Brief nudity in other films.
Very brief.
Yeah.
So this is like a dedication. Like she really believed in this project.
Yeah.
You know. I guess I was just kind of curious, like if you'd heard like what her thoughts on it was. I suppose that was probably a commentary track on that disc I could have listened to.
Oh, yeah, there's
Probably.
that.
So,
There's not. Just a making up.
and
Oh, okay.
I was also thinking this is like, this seems like, this has been on my list, and this seems like a movie that I would bring to the freak show. However, when I bring them, they usually don't have a star in them. Is that the problem?
Right. Well,
Mandy did have Nicolas Cage, and so that way,
but
that
Beyond the
worked.
Black Rainbow, I thought about a lot while watching this
Yeah,
movie.
so did I.
Didn't
yeah.
have a star in it.
No.
If it had Nicolas Cage, it'd be a whole different story.
But I will tell you, Colin, after watching this tonight, I'm willing to give Beyond the Black Rainbow another shot. Just
Wow.
I'm
that's just-
considering
Wow,
that
I'm
a
not.
small victory.
No, I'm
No,
not.
I'm
I
not.
hated.
Yeah.
I hated that movie.
Also one for punishment and going back into
There's-
things that I
yeah.
maybe didn't understand.
There's
before.
definitely something that this movie has that movie did not have.
but we're looking at filmmakers that are working kind of in the same genre, right? This is like
Those are definitely in the same genre,
Yeah.
for sure.
They just
They're-
feel
they're-
heavily visual,
For me, they're more experimental art than they are a movie.
right?
I don't really
I
think this is a
agree.
movie. I think this is
Yes.
experimental
Oh, no.
art.
As
There's
getting
not
into-
enough of an arc or a plot for it to be like a
midway
cinematic
through
story.
this,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is art.
Yeah.
This is especially there was some light bursts and red screens and everything. Like this is
and the way it was made
sustaining.
too. Yeah. You know,
See,
like,
I think there is a plot to this. I think it's very reliant on the audience to put it together and to follow it. I don't think it's as direct, but I think there was a plot there.
I think there's a plot. It's just not
I think it jumps
heavy
into,
on it.
I think it jumps into more of a drive later on in the movie.
Or maybe, is this one of those, again, there's a plot, but the story's fairly thin, maybe. It's still a movie.
I would say it's simple.
It's
thin.
Yeah, it's
maybe.
mostly about observation and environment, and it's not necessarily.
It's tactile.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of dialogue in this.
But that's
at
what
all.
I'm saying. It's like, one of those things that it's an experience of the arts that maybe only cinema can give you. It has an oral component, with the music and the score and the droning.
The
and
bongos mean we're going in the infinity pool, you know?
yeah. And the visuals. And I think the last 20 minutes are virtually devoid of dialogue. There's dialogue here and there, but actually most of the movie almost could be.
Oh, yeah, most of it's quiet.
Yeah.
Silent, which I like the fact that it's in DTS. So, man, you can really, hear it when it kicks in. Okay, so ScarJo is in it. We're going to say an alien. We don't know from where, possibly another dimension, another planet. Who knows? Yep. Who comes to Earth. And it seems like she is given a mission, or she has a mission, and I'm not even sure.
And
if
we
this
can't
is
even say she comes to Earth. She's on Earth.
She's here.
Right.
That's all.
We don't even know if she has a mission. We don't know any of this. It's all extrapolating just based on.
I think she has a mission because it seems like when she goes off mission, there are consequences. Her mission is to harvest men.
To lure them.
To lure.
Her job's to lure them.
Yeah, into and then eventually they'll be dissolved in a pool in bottom of a other dimensional apartment.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so when you say mission, though, because it can be a mission between the two people, or it can be a bigger mission that something else bigger is connected to. Do you think it's something else bigger?
Yeah.
She's doing this for a bigger purpose?
Because
I don't know.
There's like a processing, where you see what looks like, again, it could be, I'm making an association on an image that I saw, a trough of what looks like entrails being shot toward a red envelope slot.
Yeah, it's like the river of slime from Ghostbusters 2.
And you see this.
It looked like an incinerator almost, like a conveyor belt to an incinerator.
And so then I guess are they disposing that, or I felt that was I read it as that was the part they were actually after.
Right. I don't know if that was.
They weren't.
Yeah.
That's why
right.
The flotsam is just left in the
and
the goo pool.
Under the skin, which you can take
right. That's what they're after, or it's under her skin. Like either way, you can interpret
what is under the skin.
To have you just think what you think about.
I like that though.
Have a discussion. Well, I mean, it's kind of made for this.
Yeah, you know what I mean? For sure. But like we were saying, we don't know if it's their mission or a bigger mission. The fact that we, towards the end of the movie, we see that there are other motorcyclists that are clearly with them. It seems like there's more of them.
Did that mirror a shot that I remember seeing early on after I think she's given her white van, and there's like a shot of a skyline in the fog, and these several lights seem to leave the top of a skyscraper, and later we see that same visual motif when the motorcyclists split off on the roundabout.
And even that's, if you've ever watched a lot of old UFO footage or stuff like that, the description of the lights that are banded together but then disperse.
Yeah.
I've seen that shit. Have you seen that?
I've seen some things.
I've seen that shit. It's scary.
I tend not to talk about them because I don't think anybody really believes another person. I saw a light in the sky, but I've seen some shit.
Yeah. No, I mean, but it's one of those situations where it's like half of Rockford saw it, and it was in the paper, and I saw that shit. It was crazy.
Yeah, but I've heard descriptions of something like that light dispersing and everything.
Maybe that shot was the aliens shot. Maybe that was the one where he was going, okay, they're aliens. They're in the sky and flying around.
I mean,
but also it could be anything up there.
But I mean, there was a subtlety. So again, it's you're drawing your own conclusions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Open to interpretation.
Exactly.
A lot of this movie is, as Yoda. So she is, and actually, I mean, because you think about it, I guess my original go through, I'm like, she's of the same species as the motorcyclist, but we don't know that for sure. She could be an automaton that they send out to go do this thing, and then they keep malfunctioning if Holly's thesis is correct.
Right. Or she has some control over a human being who she uses to clean up a mess, should there be one, to tie up loose ends. Like she could have some control over him. There's nothing in the movie that says
Does it
that.
feel
I
like-
get the impression he has control over her because
Yeah.
there's that scene when they're standing like in the middle of the street and he's like looking at her like from each angle,
where he goes around
and it's
her.
like he's like doing quality assurance or
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
right?
Making sure she's
'Cause
all
that's
together
after-
before he sends her out.
Yeah.
Well, it's after she's, lured at least 2 guys, right?
Yeah.
So then it's like,
I think
Maybe you could read that.
I think he's checking her to see if she's
Yeah.
developed any feelings.
right,
And
because the
he's-
last one
yeah.
did.
Right.
So
And then he's pissed off because he also goes to the mirror in the house
Right.
and knows what she saw.
Yes.
And is realizing because the mirrors are a big part of this and her
Yeah.
realization of what is happening.
Yeah.
Almost her becoming more conscious of what is
Mm-hmm.
going on. Is that
a good portion of the movie, and this is where I guess it can either feel slow, repetitive. I was engrossed, so it didn't.
Yes.
But I
Yeah.
understand for some folks, is the hunting sequences, let's
Yes.
call them,
Hmm.
where it's Scarlett Johansson in a wig driving around. I don't know if it's Glasgow or Edinburgh or both. At some
It's
point,
Scotland.
They-
Yeah.
in
We know
Scotland.
that much.
in a white van, trying to pick up guys,
Yeah.
and it does seem like
This was real.
yes.
explain.
This was absolutely real. She was driving around in this white Sprinter van, and she would roll down the window and get attention of guys that were by themselves and interact with them. And then once they were like in the van, they would talk to them and be like, "We're doing a movie. Like, can we have your permission to use all this in the movie?"
Yeah.
And then that's how they would find individuals who are willing to do like acting scenes.
Yeah.
And but some of them were actors, but all of like the situations where she's like luring them in, that was all real people.
Right. And you can tell because there's a certain camera angle they use, I think, which is more.
It's like a dash cam.
It is a dash cam.
Yeah.
It goes for her view and his view. I
Yep.
think you can see that the ones that are just like real or in the moment are those 2 views. Then we get one actor who we do straight on later on, but he also ends up in a bigger scene with her.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that there's one who's ended up being an actor and doing more in the movie.
so
Right.
this is kind of a crazy idea.
Yeah,
I
Just
can't
shoot
love
believe
it.
she did that. Like
Yeah.
that's so dangerous.
And- yeah.
Like,
Oh, I'm sure there's a van parked with radios. just
but that's
fucking
there's-
on.
well, there was-
Yes, you're
there
right.
was
there's a car door between you and a stranger.
There was an
yeah.
entire
Right.
camera crew in the van.
Yeah, but
That's why it was.
man,
That's why they
yeah.
had a Sprinter
It's-
van. There was
Okay.
a whole camera
Yeah.
crew with them.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but still, how
Just in
fast can
case.
they get up front?
Right,
you know?
exactly. Yeah, and
Right.
but this would never work the other way.
No.
You know, you could never
No.
have a guy drive around picking up
No,
women.
not
Like
at
that
all.
would,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because the women would never get near the
That's
car.
what I was
yeah.
thinking. This whole movie, I'm like, you idiots have no flight or fight.
Yeah.
You just want to fuck Scarlett Johansson.
Exactly, yeah.
You guys are
It
idiots.
only works this way. Yeah.
No woman
Yeah.
would do this.
Yeah.
We
Exactly.
are idiots. I agree.
You are.
Scarlett Johansson pulled up in
Even
a
if
van,
it was
I
Chris
would get
Evans
in.
driving the van,
If
I'd
it was
still
Chris
be like,
Evans, I don't
"Ooh,
care.
I don't
Predator's a
know."
predator.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess I did actually think that at some point she was sitting in a parking lot watching a lone guy walk across the street,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, the guy's just walking across the street in the middle of the night going somewhere. I'm like, if the roles were reversed here, it's like
Mm-hmm.
a woman would be very, I assume, very aware of like
We
her
are,
Yeah,
surroundings,
very alert.
in
yeah.
that same
Yes.
situation.
Yes.
yeah.
But here, the predator is a woman, and she's luring these guys in.
Yeah.
And she's just driving around, and I imagine there's a lot of cut footage then where they, she talked to certain guys, and
Oh yeah, documentary amounts of footage.
yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
How many times? That's
Yeah.
why I'm like, you're watching her, and I'm like, man, she's really confident in this part. Like she's done this before, and I'm wondering, like, how many times had she done it
Right.
before they found
Yeah.
somebody who would agree to actually do it? Because the shit they ask of these guys, if they're not actors, like these are like they have to go get fully nude in this special effects sequence.
Mhm.
I imagine that's not like something everybody agrees to. You got to find
Well-
like specific.
Well, yeah. I mean, like the talking at the van door.
Mhm.
That's kind of where it stops. Like, okay, we've had this interaction. This is actually a movie that's being filmed. Do you want to continue this scene? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think all of them were required to go
No,
beyond it.
no. Just
And-
the ones that agreed.
Yeah.
I think. But Ray, are
But
we saying
I
at least
think-
the first 2 guys are non-actors that were recruited?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, still, that's like a. Wow, you stumbled into.
Yeah,
I'm
they
just
said
amazed.
Scarlett Johansson's in this movie. Sign me up.
Yeah. How
yeah.
did that conversation
Yeah.
go that sold you on the idea?
Yeah.
But like I said, some of the ones involved were actors.
Yeah, later, I'm sure.
Like
Especially
the man, yes.
Adam Pearson, right? Yeah.
because he was
Yes.
in with
That movie that just came out last year. What was that called?
With Sebastian Stan.
Yeah, with Sebastian Stan.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's in that movie.
What is
Yeah.
he has a condition. His
It's
face is
myofascial
Elephantitis?
something or other.
Yeah.
But yeah, they contacted this like organization that works with individuals like him, and they
A
were
Different Man was
a
what
different man. That was it. And they contacted him and they're like, "This is the movie we're doing. You know, if you have any individuals that would be willing to work in this movie," and that's how they found him.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a key part. So, obviously that's going to be, I assume the guy in the nightclub was also an actor, but I think maybe the first two and some of the other ones that she spoke to
Yeah.
before that were. Like
I
people
didn't see
recruited off
specific.
the
I'm
street.
assuming the ones that had nudity were actors. That's. I mean, I don't know that for sure.
I was gonna say I wouldn't peg that down to be 100%.
Yeah, the way that I
I
read
don't
it,
know.
they were like, hey, this is a movie and like, are you game for this? And when they explained, like, this is what,
Plus-
is going on.
Plus, they're European. They have more.
That's true.
More of a
That's
leniency
true.
with this stuff.
Yeah.
They're just like, I don't care. I
Yeah.
get to be in
You get to be naked in a room with Scarlett Johansson.
For some people, that's enough. For the Europeans, that's all you need.
I mean,
They
there
seem
you go.
excited by the idea also.
They did
and
seem
then-
excited.
They did.
They
Sure
did.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for them.
And the scenes that we're talking, so like she picks these guys up, right?
Yes,
And then
yes.
takes them back to a house, and there's the door is
Well,
like,
sometimes she does. Sometimes they go just down an alleyway. Can she spawn this portal to her oily
I
zone?
can't remember
Well,
where the
because
first.
I don't
I-
know about that.
I think they
It's like
always
black oil.
I think they always go into like a house or apartment of some sort,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's not the same one.
Right,
It's different
right.
ones.
So
Yeah.
Sure
just,
about
you
that.
just need like a doorway to walk
I
through
think
because
so,
the
like a
camera always
location.
does that movement through the doorway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
like
maybe she's got an ability to like open this portal
Right.
or other plane or whatever is happening. Yeah.
to them.
This seems like a very music video kind of,
Right.
somewhere that
Yeah.
you would learn in a music video or something. It's a pitch black room with a very shiny floor.
Yes.
And
wonder how they shot this.
she lures a guy. They're just walking towards her and undressing. As they keep walking, eventually they end up submerging into the floor. The floor is liquid,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and they go under. And then she turns around and walks right back over that floor, and it's solid again. And
Yeah.
picks up her clothes, and she's out after the next one.
Yeah.
And eventually, we do see one of the guys. Yeah, I guess we see the first guy just goes under.
Yeah. Just goes
whatever.
under. She walks back across the floor,
We're like,
and
whoa.
that's it. Yeah.
But the horror, I think, comes from the second one, right? Where we see him underneath in the pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that shot where you see her just walking over him and going. in the
Yeah.
That's a
direction.
great
Oh, it's a
shot.
great
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very dreamlike. One of the guys actually asked her at some point, like, are we dreaming? And she says yes. So it's like she hypnotizes them or something once, she gets them under her spell.
She's basically like a succubus, but we don't see any of like
The succubus.
any of the succubusing really. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she
Yeah.
literally they walk down and she's
Yeah.
done her job.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
they get pickled.
They get-
And
they
then
get pickled,
eventually
yeah.
get sucked out of their skin. That was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck? Because there's like a boom.
That was cool.
It happens on the soundtrack,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden,
Yep. But
That was
just-
very cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's so haunting. The new guy gets
Yeah.
down. He sees the guy who's been there for a little bit, and
And his
how
skin
he's
is like
slowly getting loose.
He's
and
all
it's
waterlogged.
Oh.
and-
I mean, he's like
Ugh.
swollen, but the skin is loose.
Yeah.
It's oh god.
haunting. Ooh.
Yeah.
It's gross.
So you were asking about. So they built the sets for this. It was a custom blackout room
Okay.
with a reflective floor, totally
Okay.
reflective,
Mhm.
and then it was shot with a pool that they walked into, and it was
Okay.
kind of like morphed together.
Mm.
Yeah.
Alright. Good, because I wonder. I'm like, this is too. It's too perfect to have been like green screen and then transformed.
Yeah,
It feels
yeah.
Like we built a black.
No, they
Void.
yeah they built everything and then used digital effects to like mold it together.
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very convincing
Yeah.
Very
Mhm.
convincing.
and weird.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
There's speaking of haunting, so there's she's still on the hunt for guys, and in one of the sequences she is going after a guy, the surfer, right? There's a guy out
yeah.
in
Oh,
the,
God.
in the
This
ocean.
scene is intense.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Intense. This bothered me so much.
Oh, I know. Me too.
Oh.
This was hard.
I wonder. So, like, okay, so it's bothersome. What's it conveying about? I mean, is it adding to her character? We're saying she's basically an emotionless void,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't seem to be passing like moral judgments on anything either.
Right.
Right.
Mm-mm.
The
Like
things
this
just
is not
happen in
this is
front
not
of
a
her.
good for her. Like she's getting guys who deserve it Dexter thing. It's just kind of
Right.
like
Yeah.
whoever crosses her path.
No, I think this entire scene is just to show how heartless she
Right.
is.
Because her.
That she has no empathy. She has no feeling.
There's
Right, because her
more.
objective was to get the surfer guy right
Yeah.
off the bat. He runs into a detour.
Which is what I guess tell the people.
Yeah.
What,
We see a family on a beach, a beach, very rocky beach. This is Scotland, so we're looking at cliffs and big waves and swirling fog and everything. We see a dog their dog who is swimming out into the deep ocean. Already, I'm just nervous.
Mm-hmm.
And then the dog apparently gets too far. The wife dives in fully clothed, and this is all silent. We're just cutting back to this family after.
Yeah.
Because
We hear like the yelling, like the screams, but there's no dialogue.
Right.
It's just
But it's a very quiet scene, and a very big drama is happening
Yeah.
quietly off in the distance as Scarlett Johansson is talking to this surfer. The wife jumps in fully clothed to go save the dog. The dog has gone too far.
Yep.
She's got to go out and get it.
how do you shoot this scene? I don't even know.
These actors
this
looked
one-
like they were really in danger, and it
Yeah.
stressed
Right,
me
this is
out.
what-
Me
Yeah.
too.
I mean,
Yeah,
the dog
yeah.
is like paddling way out there
I know,
trying to come in.
I
I'm like,
know.
how do you fake this? I'm sure there's a way. It's convincing as fuck.
Convincing as hell. She goes out there. The husband's just like, no, I got to go out there too. All the while, there's an 18-month-old toddler
yeah,
who was also with the dad on the beach. But
literal baby
yes,
on the beach.
but the dad sees his wife out there.
Yeah.
The dog is gone. She's struggling. He's got to
Yeah.
go out and save her. The surfer is seeing all this. So is Scarlett Johansson. He's running over because he sees a problem. He's got to help these people. He goes out. He is able to bring the dad back, but the dad is going back out there after he's brought to shore to find
Got to get
his
his wife. Yeah.
And the dad is just gone. Baby's on the shore.
Yeah.
The surfer is exhausted because he just had to save this man, and the man's going back out, and he kind of collapses on the beach, because Scarlett Johansson comes over. Again, she has a mission, nonchalance.
Yeah,
This is what she came for. It doesn't matter what else is happening.
Yeah, I think this scene is twofold. I think it's part to show that she's on a mission,
Yeah.
but before that, she's observing.
Yes.
She's watching compassion happen. She's watching human beings risk their
Right.
risk their lives for each other.
Yeah,
Yes.
I
She's-
think that's
It's not affecting her at this
She's
point.
taking that in.
Yeah.
It's not affecting her yet.
Yes.
Right now, she's just like, okay, well, that's done. Hit him in the head with a rock.
Right.
yeah.
Drag him off. Ignore the baby. You know,
Oof.
she's still heartless, but that's staying with her.
Yeah,
right.
I think you're right. I
Yeah.
think that is what the big takeaway from that
Yes.
scene
Right.
is.
But
right
it's not a purposeful heartlessness. She's not ignoring, like, she doesn't feel anything for the people in this. It's not a thing where she's just like, oh, I'm just going to ignore and not save them. That's not part of what she's doing. It's more of
It's robotic.
Yeah, it's robotic. It's
Yeah.
a scientific observation. Yes, it happened, but that's not my
Yeah,
mission.
it's
I'm doing
neither.
this.
It's neither. It's neither. I don't want to say good or bad,
Right.
but it kind
for
of
her,
is.
For her, it's
Yeah.
neither good nor bad.
I
It's
wonder
just
what I'm
happening.
curious about is like, why does it have to be the surfer guy? Like, why is she so locked in on him?
Because he's alone.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think
So is
Yeah, she only goes after men that are alone.
gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
Because I
that's
was
it.
like, at what point do you detour? At what point does the guy get too far out of your boundary and
Right.
you're like, well, I gotta let that one go?
I thought about
you
that when
know?
she was
almost-
when
she almost
she.
did
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I thought
So
about
that's
that when
why
she
I'm
was
like,
dragging him. I was like,
Yeah.
this is a lot of work.
Yeah, that's why I was like, wouldn't you just been like, okay, this guy is, there's witnesses
I'm
now. I'll
moving
move on to the next one. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but again, then witnesses and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But then we get into that process with the guy on the motorcycle,
Yeah.
who is after she drags this entire body, because again, it's just process for her. I have to do this to get
Yep.
him to the van
Yep.
because I need him.
motorcycle guy is the cleanup man.
He's the cleanup
Yep.
guy. Make sure there's no witnesses, and the moment that just like
Oh, the
like
baby.
a little bit of a dagger
Oh.
because
Because that baby's
it's-
really crying.
Because it's like
Yeah.
it's hours and hours later, and that baby
It's dark
is still
now, yeah.
alone on the
Right,
beach,
and
and
the
oh my god.
the sheer panic of everybody in that family involved.
Oh,
But the just not knowing what's going on, and that baby,
That
and
poor
just,
baby.
like, from daylight to nighttime, and the motorcycle guy goes back because there's evidence left on the beach, and it's a fantastic shot to evoke maximum anxiety, maximum like I don't even
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, because I thought he was going to target the baby either to take it, kill it,
something.
But
no, it's like
it's
indifference.
A shirt, a shirt got left on
Yeah.
the beach that he has to get rid of.
Yeah.
And so you think he's going for the baby.
Yep.
And
No.
he turns around and goes back, and you're just like, oh shit.
It's like he saw an empty pizza box. It makes no difference.
And then just that
Yeah.
close-up shot of that kid trying to get up and everything.
Mhm.
And then they
Oh
fuck
my
with
God.
you more
With the radio?
with the when they cut
Kid in
back
the
to-
car next
Yes.
to her.
Yeah.
I know.
But that's
I know.
where like
But that's
kid.
But that's I don't think they're really fucking with us. I think that's similar. It's because it's staying with her.
Yep.
That's
it's
why we're
registering
hearing
with
it.
her.
Okay.
That's why because
Oh, see, I thought it was a misdirect to make us think like she went back for it.
I think it's too.
That's what I thought it was.
No, there was
I-
a kid crying in that
I
car
know,
next to her,
but-
so she's
Right.
recognizing the
But
crying.
before we saw that kid,
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought,
okay,
yeah.
got you.
It is
I don't
most
think-
definitely going like you
Yeah.
think he got the kid and
Yeah.
brought it back and is putting it like in the back.
see,
of the
I don't
van.
think it's a misdirect. I think it's because she's hearing it, like not just from the kid next to her, but it's like ingrained in her memory.
I think it's both.
And
I think
Maybe
it-
it's
I think it
both.
works-
Maybe
she
it's
is
both.
I think it works
also
on both levels. 100%.
she's hearing the radio broadcast, which I suppose shows that like humans are concerned about like other humans that have gone missing and the child and all this, and so it's like this is now on the radio that she's listening to this thing that she saw,
Right.
and so
Yeah.
she's putting. I mean, this is like an alien watching all this stuff. I'm like,
Right.
oh, you
Right.
know,
Oh wow,
Right, but-
these beings were in trouble, and now like it's affecting the rest of the world.
Mhm.
Like yeah,
Right. But when this stuff happens, I don't. You don't. It happens, and she can hear it, and compute it. I don't see it affecting her at any point. It doesn't feel like it affects her until later on.
that's what I'm saying. I think it stays with her,
Yes.
but it's not affecting her yet.
Right. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
don't see it. Yeah. And
Right,
that's why
yeah.
I didn't pick up maybe so much on the fact that the baby crying was sticking with her
Mhm.
because nothing seems to stick with her quite yet. She still is a little
Yeah,
more
I think
blank.
these are the little breadcrumbs that are
Okay.
showing us that it's starting to.
Okay.
It's not showing on her face. It's showing
Right.
in the environment around
Right,
her.
but yeah, right. All these things are in there because
Yeah.
it is leading up to that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then she picks up another guy, and this is the guy with the facial deformity,
Mhm.
right? And she takes him back to her house,
Mm-hmm.
and
So-
does the same thing where he,
Right. Well, let's not pass up this
Like
this
the-
character's
The scene in the
his-
van.
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
his emotions in this stuff. Because
Yeah.
This is,
it feels uncomfortable because I assume the guy playing it is speaking from truth a lot of times in his reactions.
I would assume so because you already know the answer to her questions without him
Mhm.
saying anything.
Mhm.
Yep.
You can put a lot into that about she asks about his friends, about being
Yeah.
with a woman and everything, and his timidness because we know you. I think just by seeing him, you know what his life has been,
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
and what
It's
he
a
is-
hard scene to watch.
It's a hard scene to watch. You can feel like that just emotional loneliness from this person, from this actor.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And as to why he would ever go with 30 minutes away, as she says, with someone he does not know and everything.
Mhm.
Because that loneliness inside of him.
They show
Or,
him pinching
like,
himself
or
at one point.
I
and
know
close
they
up
show him
to-
pinching himself. You can also just send it back to all you motherfuckers would go with her 30 minutes away. It's not just him because he's lonely.
I mean,
all of
that's-
you
I mean,
would
Yeah,
do
that's
it.
very
Scarlett
true.
Johansson, yeah.
That's very true. It's just more concentrated with this character.
No, I know what they're saying. I'm saying if it just makes you feel better, just assume he's just a man too.
I mean, yes.
I know,
There's
I
also
know.
that. There's always that.
I know.
There's a scene that so he goes into the black pool, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
And as she's leaving this house, she stops, and there's a very long scene where she looks at herself in a mirror,
Mm-hmm.
and she's looking at her face. And this is when I guess she goes off mission, right?
Yeah.
Because the next scene is she must have rescued him from the black pool, and she turns him loose.
Mhm.
And we're like, okay, so this is off script. This is what is
Yep.
she doing? She has had some kind of empathy for this man. She's not going to harvest him. And she knows that, like, okay, my mission here is fucked. And so I have to get away as far as I can because they're going to be coming after me.
Yep.
And from here on, I think then that's what there's 3 motorcycle guys. the one motorcycle guy is going to clean up the loose end, and he is going to kill
she knows that they're going to come after her, which is why I go back to that's what happened to the woman in the beginning.
You're right. Okay, because now I'm putting together the fact where she goes from that point.
Right.
Right. As it's
the same thing happened.
They know something got fucked up. I need to not be here. Okay.
It's like in Looper when you don't close your own loop,
right, yeah.
and then they have to come back and find you and kill you. It's the same thing.
Okay, so yes,
she let her loop run, so
yes, I see that now as
he's not supposed to be in the universe anymore. So you know,
And the movie takes a change here because I was like, she's able to converse with these guys with a knowledge of, the human situation, right?
Yeah,
basic knowledge.
But
she knows how to communicate. She knows how to socialize.
But it's like there's knowledge of certain things that I guess she has no firsthand knowledge of, like eating cake, for instance.
Right.
But
she's basically silent, I guess, for the rest of the movie.
She has the knowledge, though. That's the point of the scene. Is she understands what cake is. She understands that it's delicious and that humans love it and they want it and it's an indulgence. And this is her trying it because she wants that human experience. And then she realizes that she can't eat it.
Yeah.
She can't have that experience. She's having these human emotions without any way to project it in anything because she can't do human things.
Right. Yeah. And the back half of this movie is her realizing how human she isn't.
Exactly. Yeah.
From many ways.
She's having human feelings, but she isn't human. And that's becoming very clear. And she's kind of collapsing into herself because of it.
But she also seems to lose the ability to speak. I guess that was like she can speak.
I think she's just traumatized.
She's overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed.
Yeah, I think she's just
they don't expect this.
She's just kind of in shock from what's happening to her.
Yeah, and I don't think the male of the species is experiencing anything like this. It's like they're unprepared for it. They have no information on this.
Because they're not in these situations where they are. It's not a hazard of their job,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so
they're the cleanup.
Right. They're not going into an environment where
they're not having discussions with the man in the cab about being lonely.
Yep.
They're not understanding that people like cake. They're not understanding these things.
Right. There is no humanization of those male characters because, like you said, they're not being sent out to do this.
Exactly.
Stuff. Females are.
So she wanders off to the Scottish countryside.
Like you do.
And
beautiful.
She gets lost in the fog at some point, which I thought was a good visual. I'm like, okay, this is the moment where she is lost. And where will she pick as the path from here?
Yeah,
and she meets a guy who says, well, you can ride the bus. And he seems genuinely concerned about her.
Yeah.
Because she is
because it's very cold. She's walking without a coat. She doesn't have anything.
Mm-hmm.
She is not wearing walking shoes. Like nothing about the situation screams this is a stable woman who's not in trouble. Like she seems like she needs help.
Question: are heel boots any more comfortable than regular heels?
No,
this just looked horrible.
They're not comfortable at all.
That's what I figured.
Hard to walk in. Not good for your ankles.
Nope.
Yeah, and she's doing it for. How did she not break an ankle walking through the later on woods?
Dude.
I wondered, does she sleep? Because at one point he takes her to his house and puts a little heating lamp in there and says goodnight and closes the door and puts her in her room and she just stands there and I'm like, oh, maybe she doesn't sleep. I don't know. But later she apparently does. Or maybe the sleep cycle is different. I don't know. Then with this guy, he takes her to a Scottish castle.
Yeah, he takes her sightseeing.
He makes her dinner. She watches a sitcom.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny.
Beans on toast. There you go.
It's good. It's just I guess you're not hungry because she wouldn't have eaten it.
Or she wouldn't have eaten it.
She didn't eat it. Yeah, she didn't eat it because she now knows that she can't eat. She tried the cake.
Yeah.
He's chivalrous. He picks her up and carries her across a
puddle.
Flooded puddle. I was gonna say a pond, but
it's a puddle.
Carried her across that pond.
And so then they come back to the house, and I think this is where she examines herself in the mirror.
She didn't know. She did the night before.
She did the night before.
Yeah, when he put the heater. Yeah, she was looking at herself in the mirror, and then she's observed all these kind things he's done for her. He helped her on the bus. He brought her home. He gave her his coat. He made her dinner, gave her a heater. He's doing all these nice things, picked her up and carried her over the puddle. So she's noticing all these compassionate, kind things he's doing for her. She's examining how she should be reacting to that as a woman or as a human. And she's trying to understand this feeling that she's having, which is she's appreciative.
Yeah, because I was wondering, it's like, is it desire? Does she have desire?
I think she's trying to understand what she's feeling. I think she has a caring feeling. I don't know if it's sexual
or just appreciative.
just appreciative.
It could be sexual because her whole mission, right? I mean, if we look at like what she was sent on, it was to lure men in with the promise.
That's why I think she understands what sex is. She just doesn't understand if she's feeling it or not.
Mm.
And so this is a scene where, it seems like a natural human.
She's trying it, like she tried the cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is cake.
And it turns out that they can't have sex.
Pork is cake.
It's just for show.
Yeah, which is a funny scene. Again, a thing you remember from this movie is that, at some point, ScarJo is using a lamp to try
look
and
at herself.
figure out
Yeah.
her anatomy here. It's like, then she's disappointed, throws the thing away.
Yeah.
And it's like, I guess that relationship is over because they can't be human together.
Well, I mean, it's not even that it was a relationship. It was her experimenting. Yeah. And at this point, she was like, "Well, fuck," and she just she keeps going.
Going to the woods.
Yeah, she just keeps going because she still is part alien or whatever, so she doesn't have those full romantic feelings for him. This has all been experimentation for her, based on what she's observed from humans.
Right. And we've experienced a failure in the experiment, and so we must move on from it.
Right, essentially.
Yeah, because I was wondering, like, what's the scene that comes after that? But we never see it. She's just gone. She's moving on.
Yeah,
and into the woods. In the woods she meets, of course, there's one other guy in all of this, 1,000 acres woods or whatever.
And I always, I've seen this before, but I was reminded again tonight, this whole time I'm like, man, there's a lot of specific situations involving sex and predatory situations, and there's no sexual assault until the very end. Yeah. We almost got through the whole thing.
It truly is the man or the bear.
I know.
This is literally why women say that, because look, she ran into one man in this whole wild woods, not a bear, and look what happened.
Right?
Yeah, you can't help but be like, do we have to?
Yeah, does it need to be?
Does that have to be her experience?
I think it's for the movie it does, right? Because it's like she's been the predator prior to this. Because I was actually struck by it. It's like she's running away and she's in fear. Later on, because she goes and passes out at a shelter and then wakes up with him assaulting her, and she runs and he's running after her, and it's fear. And I'm like, this is interesting because usually she's been in the other side of this, right? And now she's like, I don't want to, I'm trying to get as far away as possible.
Right. But I don't know if I like the flip because they didn't experience fear.
It was consensual.
None of them
for them.
experienced fear.
Well, until they were in the puddle, maybe.
Yeah.
I
think doesn't feel fair to her.
She didn't assault them.
I think what it is this is kind of the final nail in the coffin for her as far as overload, where she's trying to sort through her feelings about human empathy and compassion, and now she's encountering the other side of the coin. And she still doesn't really know what to do or how to handle any of this. And I think this is the thing that makes her kind of think, I don't want to be here. I think she's resolved to she's done.
Is that really?
Yes. 100%.
I don't know if I got
when
that.
She's taking off her skin and just sitting there. I think
he attacks her and rips the human suit.
Right. But then
she takes the skin off.
Yeah, and she starts to peel it, and then she's looking at her face. I think that is her saying, I'm fucking done. I don't want to do this anymore.
Well, I think that decision is made going to the woods.
I mean, being on this plane or on Earth, whatever. I think she's done.
See, I took that as, and I don't know, again, you're projecting and you're looking at it, but that image of so underneath, she's this jet black, kind of sparkly jet black humanoid.
It's like leather. It's like shiny leather.
And she's looking at the rubbery flesh of her, skin pulled off, and her face is looking back up at her, and it hangs on it for so long. And you're like, oh, what is it thinking at this point? And is it thinking it read to me there was a sense of loss.
Lost, yeah.
I feel like I couldn't pull anything out of this scene because it just lingered for so long, and there was
Well,
no.
what'd you read?
sense
I
of-
mean, like,
I
as you were
couldn't read
watching it.
anything because, like, I just felt like there was no emotion being displayed, at least on the black.
Well, yeah,
the
it
black,
has
like,
no-
alien
Right.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like she's. You're right. She's done, but she's like compartmentalizing, separating that part from what she was, and kind of looking at the whole. Almost like she's taking. She was the being that was doing all those things to Scarlett Johansson, but she's taking that off now and looking at it.
It's like, this is what it,
Yeah, I have
This
no
is what I
definitive
actually am,
thing
or-
on
I
this,
think
but
I think it's lost, and I think she's thinking, I don't understand these beings after
I-
all.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
I
for
don't
sure.
get it.
Part
I
of
don't get it.
It's like I don't understand.
Yeah,
Mm.
like she thought she was starting to, and now she's like, I don't get it.
Mhm.
Right, and it's and the she doesn't get it. The further not disappointment's not the right word, but just the non-understanding keeps going and is driven home
Mhm.
by the actions of the woodsman guy who does this to her. who
Oh,
eventually-
he's like, burn it.
Yeah, burn it with
Yes.
fire.
Sets her on fire.
like
Yeah.
the sadness of this, and like the not understanding, and then like not understanding what's happening,
Mhm.
and then to have this also happen to her.
Mhm.
Like it's devastating. Like to it should be like to the viewer, to her, to what we do to things. Like it's
Mhm.
such a
But I think it comes back to the beginning. I think this is her moment where she gave up, just like the being at the beginning. I think she had her moment
Yeah.
of just giving up.
yeah. We go.
So
no,
I
it
think
does
this is
feel
like- This is the standard process for this being. Once they have those feelings and they start failing
they're-
at their
they're
job,
no longer useful according to that.
Right,
According to the hierarchy
and I think-
of the men who are sending them out.
and I think that's when they're just like done.
yeah.
So I think it came full circle.
Yeah, and it seems like I think probably the motorcycle men know this.
Yep.
They would have to know.
I think we see him because obviously he's looking for her, and then at the end we see him after she's like burned. We see him like looking off over a cliff. I think he senses that she's gone.
I get
I
that.
wondered-
Yeah.
yeah,
you know,
I think they're
that part.
connected in some sort of like
He's
sensory
like, okay, I'm
situation.
done.
That's the moment
Yeah.
I wondered if he felt it. And
I think
knew.
he's like, okay, and on to the next. I think he's
okay.
that's why he like turns and I think he knows and he's ready.
Again, I think this is an incredible thing that we have these movies that you can just
Yes.
see pictures and kind of come to an idea of like
Yes.
what's
I do too.
happening.
Yeah, I
No,
think
it
it's
is nice,
cool.
especially in the world where, like we were talking about earlier, like being spoon fed everything,
Mhm.
and, like to give you something as interesting as this, and to just be like, what is?
Yeah, I love-
and nothing is right, nothing is necessarily wrong.
I love being able to interpret, you know? It's great.
It's nice because the discussion. I mean, it's what we do here, but just the discussion of this and what it means, and we're talking about humanity
Yeah.
in a certain way, and just the humans talking about those questions is always interesting to me.
Yeah.
I think the way she goes out is kind of anticlimactic, though. Kind of disappointed that it's just throw gasoline and boom,
In
she
the-
goes up
in
in
the-
ash, and that's it.
In the book, it's a car accident.
Like she
I
gets
don't
hit,
think
or
that
she's
either.
driving.
She's driving.
See,
I completely understand what you're saying, and I agree with that. But
I
Isn't it-
wanted her to get away, and then
isn't it
it's
the
like
kind of the
just burned to a
ultimate-
crisp, immediately gone.
is that not the ultimate humanity at a certain point?
I'm not
Like she-
disagreeing with that. I'm saying it
Right.
wasn't satisfying for
Right?
me.
No, I agree.
Would it have been because I also had some kind of like
That's
I
the
guess
devastation
I'm
and the tragedy of it. That
I'm
I,
fine with how it ends, but there's also that degree I think I had of I wasn't entirely satisfied with it. Like everything that comes before it is
The
stronger.
guy that assaulted her gets to kill her. That sucks.
Would it have been more satisfying if the hunters caught up with her and they like as she's looking at the thing, guy comes up and he's like and does
Yeah,
whatever
something like that,
alien
yeah.
thing,
But I
and it's
think
like that
she's-
closes a loop. Would
she's
that have been
viewing-
more?
But I think that she ends up tragically experiencing the ultimate humanity. You know what I mean? The destruction of one human and another. Like,
I mean, yeah, it's kind of because she has the experience of a man saving her, and then
Yes.
she has the immediate flip of the coin, the man
Yes.
destroying her.
Mhm.
yes, I think ultimately that is. I think
That's probably why they went with that over
I think
having
so.
the alien,
right. because-
watcher come and take care of
Yeah.
it.
Right,
But
because it's her distancing herself from them.
Like, imagine you're an alien, and that's your experience with men back to back. One of them saves you and cares for you, and the other one immediately destroys you
Right,
in
or-
every
and
way.
assaults you, and that's
Yeah.
her, and that's her looking.
well,
at
after
the
you've
face.
killed a bunch of them too.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
also
yes.
and garnered the kind of empathy from that experience. I
Right.
suppose it's like a soldier. I suppose, right? She's got a mission and she doesn't understand the parameters, and after a period of time begins to, empathize with the indigenous species.
Right, but
Right.
still not fully understanding it because I think that's her pulling off the skin and looking at the
Yeah.
face going
Like I can
I
never
have
be one of
experienced
these.
both ends and I don't understand
Yep.
why they do this.
100%.
And I think that's it.
I like
That's
that
the
though.
ultimate.
I like
I do
that.
too.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how I took
Okay.
it, but I think that's a better.
That's exactly how I took it.
I guess I think I was just surprised that something as simple as like gasoline in a match is taking down this like alien technology. I thought it might be a little bit more like, I don't know, sophisticated than that, but I mean, we don't know anything about this, so it makes sense because
Yeah.
we know nothing. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted something more.
Do I?
I wanted something more cinematic, I guess.
I guess there was a bigger budget version of this written at one
There
point.
was, yeah.
Like, well, bigger, whatever. It
Spent
was
more special effects.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 I mean,
he was
yeah.
given the script initially. It was already finished and everything, and he said, "I don't want to remake the book, but I want to do this movie."
Yes.
So he spent 10 years working on it. Like halfway through, they had this script that was full of like huge effects, like big budget, and it was like jam packed with stuff. And then they spent the next few years like whittling it down to make it visceral and make it simple and more practical. And yeah,
I like that though because it ends
Yes.
up like being, it has that kind of what do you call it, cinema verite,
yeah,
where it feels like it takes place in real places with real people.
it does.
Yeah.
Until there's the weirdness.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for sticking with us this long. We're going to
Yes.
tell you individually what we thought of the movie and whether we'd recommend that you watch it. But before that, we're going to have to summon our mailman. He's going to read some of your mail. Igor, bring us the mail.
Masters, the mail. I've got the mail. So many letters. Our followers are rising.
Why, thank you, Igor.
Do we think he can like de-skin himself like that?
I think there's probably a black humanoid thing.
He's
underneath,
got like a portal that he can open like that too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's right
Yeah.
through that.
I think
that
he-
wall
The mail
right
comes
there.
Yeah.
He
The oily
usually
portal.
just falls through a liquidy pool
Yeah.
all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Emerges from
Always dripping
and
something.
descends into.
Yep.
We should let you know how you can follow along on this interactive portion of our show by following along on Facebook
Facebook.com/Saturday Night Freak Show.
or X
At Sat Freak Show.
or by email
Saturday Night Freak Show, yahoo.com.
or on Instagram at Saturday Night Freak Show. A lot of you wrote in, actually. Nick Cashmere writes in and says, Under the Skin is by far the best sci-fi movie of the last 20 years.
Wow.
This is a movie that actually feels less alien. I'd like to, or no, sorry, it actually feels alien. Oh my God. I mean, take it away from me because my glasses
This
don't
is what
work
happens
close
when you
up.
don't use paper.
Yep. I'd like to add that Micah Levy's Levi's brilliant
Levi, yeah.
soundtrack is
Yes.
50% of this film's
Yep.
effectiveness.
I loved it.
It's a good score.
Richard Krotzer says, great choice, gang. A true cult classic and an unsung gem, in my opinion. Beautifully shot, well acted, and with beautiful landscapes and an unsettling atmosphere. And no spoilers, but that beach scene is chilling. And come on.
Yeah.
I mean, can you blame all of those luckless bastards for getting all white panel vanned by ScarJo?
That's the only reason it makes sense is because it's her.
Yes.
Yep.
Mike Miller says it's basically a sort of a spiritual remake of Species, with the hot alien babe using said hotness to seduce men for some nefarious purpose. But Under the Skin is so unclear with the intentions of ScarJo and the race she represents that I'm not even sure we can say it's nefarious, murdering men aside. I also appreciate that they took time for her to actually consider the questions about being human. I think Under the Skin is definitely one of those that merits multiple viewings. It's science fiction that doesn't feel the need to spoon feed the audience and answer every question.
Yep.
And quite frankly, we could use more movies like that.
I agree.
It doesn't. It might be nefarious. It doesn't feel nefarious what she's doing. You know what I mean?
Just the side of the
You might identify it as nefarious.
yeah.
But I didn't.
We would.
Feel it.
Don't you have
Yeah.
to have a concept of like morality to have
Yeah.
nefarious motives? And she has no concept of
Yeah.
our
Right.
morality, so she can't have negative motives, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
she
this
doesn't even
is-
understand that.
Yes.
Mhm.
This is all like
Right.
cows to slaughter. Just
Yeah.
Like we are.
Mhm.
Yeah. This is all.
Right.
This is what the purpose.
Mhm.
Yep.
Unlike those drug harvesters and I Come in Peace.
That's right.
I don't think
Oh
I was
my
here for
God.
that one. I was not here for I Come in Peace.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Aliens come and they stick a thing. They're getting endorphins because they're drugs
Bring it
back
back,
in their
Colin.
planet. Okay.
Bring it back.
Mark Daniels says, I thought this was a bold choice for Scarlett to take this role after
Yeah.
the Avengers. It really felt like guerrilla filmmaking at its finest. I remember buying the film score and listening to it for weeks after seeing the movie. Seems like not enough of these types of films are made today with A-list actors.
Yeah.
Would you guys like to see more movies like this in theaters?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, these are the movies I go to see in theaters.
It did not do well in theaters.
No. I can imagine.
It did not do well at all. But critics loved it.
I regret to say I did not see this one in
Yeah.
theaters.
Well, this is not a big box office.
Yeah, I'm
movie.
not sure it came
No,
anywhere
but I
around
saw
here.
movies like, whatever. I just saw Undertone,
Yeah.
Infinity Pool. There's a
Yeah.
weirdo one.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that movie a little bit watching this one. Just a
Right?
little bit.
That's the most recent,
yeah.
like A24.
I think I like that better, but
out there kind of. Teresa Ann says bangers after bangers this year. She likes the direction we're headed. Michael Whitaker says the only thing I remember about this was how big of a deal the media was making about Scarlett Johansson being in this movie right after the Avengers.
Yeah.
I do not remember
it's
that.
because she's full frontal nude, right?
Yeah.
Like, because if that
Yeah.
it wasn't in this movie, I'm sure it wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Yeah, that is the
Yeah.
reason. That is just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
if they
because that's
you know,
those are Disney movies technically.
big,
so-
well-known
yeah.
actress who usually works for Disney and she does other movies.
Yeah.
Well,
but
they
is
weren't Disney
fully
at
nude.
that point, but
Right.
but yeah.
But
Yeah.
it feels like huge.
I suppose that
Yeah.
is a
Family-
selling
family
point.
friendly.
Very family
Yeah,
friendly,
yeah.
clean.
Yeah.
And this is the way that
Yeah.
she goes. Not to say this is dirty or anything, but it is a more of an expose of Scarlett Johansson.
Which is
herself.
just funny because you wouldn't say that about any men in Marvel,
right.
right? They wouldn't make a big deal about it. I mean,
Maybe. Well,
I'm trying to think of anything
Sebastian
done anything
Stan
comparable.
in the Pam and Tommy movie. How did
I didn't see that. I don't know.
it was a show.
the show? You didn't. See, I, thought
I
you
didn't
did.
watch that.
With the-
Holly did.
I watched
didn't
it.
watch
Oh, who was
Yeah.
talking about the talking dick and everything? I thought that
was
thought
me.
it was
Yeah,
Michaela.
no,
Just,
I have not seen
That was me.
Yeah.
That was me.
Well, considering that there is a talking and or singing dong in that movie,
Yeah.
Michaela, this seems like right up your alley.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I get why you thought I had seen it.
Sorry,
I
associated
understand.
with you. I
No,
apologize.
that makes sense.
I did watch it, and then I was immediately offended by it when I found out that Pam didn't want it made,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
made it anyway. I was not
Yeah,
okay with that.
sucks.
Yeah.
We don't
But
like
anyway,
that.
anyway.
But that did get talked about a lot.
Yes.
That
did.
was the
Well,
thing
so-
people
well,
talked
that
about from the
is
show.
what I'm wondering- right.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what the reaction to him doing
Right.
that
Right.
would be, since he was a Marvel
Yeah,
person as well.
that's true.
That's the
That's
closest
true.
equivalent we
That
have.
is,
Yeah.
I think you're
But
right
again,
about that.
not as big a deal was probably
Right.
made of that as Scarlett in this one.
Exactly.
Last week we watched a movie called Bride of Reanimator, and
Yes.
Travis Legler writes in and says, I love this episode. This is a
good.
really
Thank
fun movie. And speaking of Jeffrey Combs playing that creepy type of individual, don't forget how good he was in The Frighteners as Milton Dammers, where he was a coward, a creep, wannabe psychokinetic energy possessor, and FBI agent.
Yes.
As he admits in the movie, I'm an asshole with an Uzi. You almost didn't recognize him in that movie.
Yeah, I think we watched that. That was the movie we realized that what's his name is not a good
Peter
movie director.
Jackson?
Peter Jackson is not a good director.
Well, at least writer.
No, or not
Yeah,
a good
movie.
writer. We had some
Or-
problems with that. Jeffrey Combs is dedicated in that movie, and he is one of the best parts. But yes,
Dom Cree says, yo, I heard you guys
Hi, Dom.
mention Dewey Bowl on the last episode. I know he gets a lot of criticism, but you guys really should check out Assault on Wall Street, which I enjoyed, and that could be a bad sign, though.
have we
Okay,
ever
I'm
done-
imagining like a Chuck Norris style movie, but blowing up like Finance Bros. Is that what that is? Like Assault on Wall
I think
Street?
with Dr.
Let's see.
Uwe Boll, I don't. You can't peg down what a movie is going to be coming from him. Also, have we ever done a movie from him?
I don't
No,
think
that's
so.
what
I
we
don't
were
think so.
saying
Okay,
last
I
week.
think we maybe should.
We never have
Just
done
one.
a Dewey Bowl movie.
Okay,
What would it be,
I
though?
get why
I
he's
don't
picking
know.
this one because it's Dominic Purcell, Edward Furlong, John Hurd,
Ooh.
Keith David, Michael Paré, Lachlan Monroe. Like that, yeah, we got to do
Okay.
Eric Roberts.
We
Oh my
might have
God,
to
we
do
got to
that
do
one.
this one.
We might
Yeah,
have to do
I
that
see
one.
why he's Clint Howard. It
Which
just
one
keeps
is this?
going.
Assault on
Assault
Wall
on Wall
Street.
Street.
So, what year?
2013. So
Oh,
same year as
okay.
this.
All right,
but-
not Dungeon Seat or
No.
in the name of the
yeah.
king.
In the Name of the
Dungeon
King.
Seat
Yeah.
Now, that we were
Yeah.
talking
Oh,
about? Yeah,
I will never get that time back. I watched
Yeah.
The Name of the King.
Oh, did you
Fuck,
watch it?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Was Alone in the Dark his?
I think
Yes.
Alone in the Dark.
Yeah.
Okay,
Didn't he
that
do
was
a
after House of the
Paperboy
Dead.
movie?
Yes.
Yes, or whatever.
And
that
Blood
was. Or
Rain.
Postal. Didn't he do Postal?
He did Postal.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's done
We're
some
gonna
movies.
Beetlejuice
And then I
into
lost track
existence.
of
We're
him,
gonna
and
stop.
then I'm sure he's been making other movies.
Yeah, Yeah, because he used to like have a big presence on the internet. I haven't heard from him.
Yes,
in a
I love when he
while.
used to
Where he was
argue with
boxing.
people on the
He argue a
internet.
lot.
He would box his
argued a lot.
critics.
Yes.
Yes, he really would.
Crazy
And
fucker.
I haven't heard shit from him in years.
You could bait him into any argument
Yep.
on Twitter when he was really active on the
when
internet.
he was really active when Twitter was
Yeah.
at its peak and
Yeah.
Then he
actually
challenged
good.
you to a boxing match.
Yep.
Yep.
The week
He
before Bride of Reanimator, we watched Freddy versus Jason, and James Boyce writes in and says, I remember this was opening weekend after the Great East Coast Blackout of 2003, and my girlfriend at the time and I went, and I remember how much she squealed and cringed at the nastier elements of the film. It ages like hot milk, and it's hard to watch now, but I agree that it was pretty in line with the tone of the culture at the time and was an absolute riot at the theater.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that, the
I
more
bet
I
it
see
was,
it,
yeah.
that movie was just of its time.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, it's a time capsule
It's
movie
a time
for sure.
capsule movie.
For
Yep.
better or worse, it captured our good and bad
It
moments
really
and
did.
one mostly bad.
It
But
really did. It can only happen then.
yep.
Yeah. Well, thank you everybody for writing in. We
Yes.
really appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
And now we're going to go around the table and tell you what we thought of Under the Skin, starting with
Michaela, what did you think of Under the Skin? Did
So
it get
I-
under your skin?
I mean, maybe, but I've seen this before. I saw this when it first came out, and when I think of this movie, I think of worked at Barnes and Noble in the music and DVD department when it came out on Blu-ray, and I had this regular that was really into conspiracy theories that would just love to corner you and talk about them. And he picked up this movie when the Blu-ray came out, and he was like, "You know this is real, right?" And I laughed because I was like, I thought he was joking, and he was like, "No, I'm serious." He's like, "The government knows this is happening. They just covering it up." He's like, that's why he's like, you hear about all those college-age guys that go missing and we find them in bodies of water dead. He's like, it's because this is happening. He's like shaking the Blu-ray at me, and I was like, okay, sure. So I always think of him when I think of this movie. That man is going through life believing this is like a documentary. He doesn't understand the difference between guerrilla filmmaking and like real life documentary.
Yeah.
Like he thinks because it looks like that, it is real and it is
because
really
it was
happening.
handheld, it's like it's real.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, I really do love the guerrilla filmmaking style. I love someone as, A-list as Scarlett Johansson doing it, even though it sounds super unsafe and I would never. But I appreciate her dedication. I think she's great in this because she doesn't have a ton of dialogue, so she kind of has to do a lot of other things to make up for that. And I think that's really interesting, especially because I most recently saw her in Jurassic World, and she was really bad in that, like really bad.
Phoning it in.
But like,
She can be bad.
but
So can
like,
everybody else.
you can't even like. She's putting more effort into whatever this is
Yes.
than she did into Jurassic World, and it shows. Like, I don't know, her being kind of like blank faced and just kind of observing is very different than the just phoning it in that she did. This is intentional. Everything about it is intentional. I like that. The movie is very intentional, but I think it's, like I said, I think it functions better as like an art piece than an actual movie, because to me, I need a little bit more motive or something to grab onto. But so I don't think I'm going to recommend it because I just can't imagine many people watching this movie and feeling like they walked away satisfied, because I don't feel like satisfied by this movie. So I'm not going to recommend it because I don't think it's for most people. I think it's an acquired taste, and it is like the height of this era of A24, and they like it very much captures that time, but I'm not going to recommend it. Sean, what do you think?
I think you might be right in that you maybe you don't get a satisfaction from this movie, but I don't know that that was the aim of this movie. I really like what I liked about this movie. Scarlett Johansson is dedicated to this. I think you have to be for as vulnerable as she becomes in this movie. I think the cinematography is great.
It's beautiful.
It's
yeah.
beautiful. I always love that. It feels very European. When we first started watching this, I'm like, this feels very giallo. I think what I meant was like, this feels very European.
Yeah.
Lo-fi.
And I
Yeah.
like the way, and I like the way it looks. I like that it looks like a 16mm camera got on the back of a motorcycle and shot some of these scenes. Like, it looks very good. The soundtrack, I like some of our writers in our dear listeners. Our dear Brailers talked about the soundtrack to this. I think I might track down the soundtrack.
It's
to
an
this
incredible score.
Like
yeah.
I love this kind of sound in a movie where the movie is mostly atmosphere. The movie is mostly Scarlett Johansson in a van and just observing and all that stuff. And to get that soundtrack with it really keeps you with the movie. It kept me on edge. I really like that. It's an interesting movie. I think I really like this movie just based on the fact that you can interpret it in so many different ways,
Mhm.
as we all have here done tonight. And I love the discussion around it because I don't think anything is necessarily wrong. I don't think anything is necessarily right. There are directions this movie definitely moves in, and things that I think the filmmakers are definitely trying to say. But the fact that you can talk so much about what they wanted, what they intended, what the characters are feeling, where they're going. I love a movie like that.
Yeah.
And considering, as we said before, in a universe where they try and spoon feed you everything these days because whether they think the audience is dumb or it's too much of a thing for them to grasp, or they're not interested and don't care. This movie just lets you, like, here's what it is. This is art. And like you said before, this is art. There's certain movies you see on screen, you're just like, you feel like you're watching a moving painting of some sort. I really like this. The visuals I thought were great. Again, the score, the directing. Yeah, I think this is something that sits with you for one reason or another. And it makes you think, and I really enjoyed that about this movie.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed in myself that I didn't watch this earlier. This is a 13-year-old movie. I wish I'd come to it sooner. And I like that it's a movie that you not only I think you have to pay attention to, I wanted to pay attention to this movie. I wanted to see these characters, Scarlett Johansson doing what she did in this, and I wanted to talk about it afterwards. It's I think it's a really affecting movie for many different reasons. I think you should watch it, and I am talking specifically to our listeners.
Yeah.
I think they will get a lot out of this. I agree with Michaela. I don't think that maybe the average film goer is going to get, because if I
Right.
recommended this to my parents, they'd
for
be
sure.
like, what the fuck is wrong with
I would
you?
never recommend
Like,
this to my
this is so-
parents.
yeah, exactly.
Most people, I think, would turn it off after like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Probably,
I think
yeah.
there is a general consensus that they might be like, it's not keeping my attention or everything, but to me, it's so fascinating. So I recommend.
I was gonna say, since you were uncomfortable during the van scene with Adam Pearson, you can feel better knowing that the lines that were used in the script in that part, he suggested them.
Which yeah.
He's like speaks on advocacy about
Yeah.
how to treat people with disabilities with dignity.
Yeah,
and
he
things like
basically
that.
he basically told Scarlett Johansson, like, this is how you would lure me.
Okay.
And they used it in the script.
Okay.
So he was very in control in that scene.
Good.
I hope you
that makes
feel
me
better about that.
And and it feels like that actor would have that.
Yes.
Like he'd be willing to give that. Like, no,
Yeah.
this is how.
I mean, he volunteered for the movie.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, but
this
that-
was,
like I said, that makes it more uncomfortable because it is
Yeah.
him speaking from
Yes.
like experience, and
Yes.
it's like he just makes it even more
does.
sad.
It
But
makes it uncomfortable,
Yeah.
but like,
it does, but we need to feel that
Yeah, well,
uncomfortableness as people who don't have his
like
experience.
I like that he was,
never have them.
I like that he was able to use his voice.
Yes, I like that his
Yeah.
voice comes through in that.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot to love about this movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a good one. I recommend Under the Skin. Colin, what did you think?
I think this type of movie.
Well, you
is
own it.
Really, yeah, because it's really like it's in my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
A lot. What am I trying to describe here? We talk about like the art film. I guess, art like a painting or a sculpture or something. You go, you observe it, and it creates a sense of, you have a perspective or a sense about it. And that's kind of what an art film is, right? It's sight and sound that stimulates some kind of, process in you. I never find these movies boring for that reason. I think a lot more. I think, while watching them, I think that's why I appreciate them. In other movies, they either tell you what to think or you don't have time to think.
Yeah.
And people are doing things that are illogical and they're like, just don't think about it. We got to
That
keep
is a
the thing
lot.
moving.
They don't give you time to do it. Yes.
And these movies are like long stretches, long shots that, don't cut for a while, because you're supposed to, I guess, absorb the atmosphere and let your mind wander and actually think about and ponder, so it becomes a more active viewing experience for me.
Yeah.
I think that's why I like it. So
For the listeners, Colin just shrugged.
for a whole genre.
He was like, no.
Yeah. This one specifically, Scarlett Johansson is doing a very brave performance
Yeah.
for being at the height of popularity that she was, having that much exposure, and also physically, and also, I think taking on this, as we said, like a kind of risky guerrilla style,
everything
experiment.
about this is intense.
The movie leaves an impression because I have seen it. It's been a while, but I remember all the key scenes, and I would describe it as it's haunting. Like it haunts you. It like stays with you. It's disquieting.
Yes.
Disturbing. Very. I don't want to say beautiful because that's not really. It's not trying to be pretty, but the aesthetic is like very clean of grimy subjects. Does that make any sense? Like it's shooting in grimy area. It has that kind of it photographs urban life in
urban decay.
Yeah,
in
very
way,
well.
Yes.
And then the very polished, alien features and subjects. I don't know. A lot to chew on. I would recommend that everybody out there who's listening to this show, I think you should, if you've listened this far, you kind of know if this is for you. I think you should check it out. Holly, what'd you think?
So I absolutely love this movie. I think it's hypnotic. I was just entranced this entire movie.
Yeah.
From start to finish, it had me. I found myself, I was like, have I taken a breath in a while? Like I was just engrossed.
We were very silent.
We were very silent during this movie.
We tend to be a boisterous crowd.
Yes.
When watching movies, even if they are more straightforward and everything, we were dead silent watching this movie.
We were.
I was engrossed.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with what Michaela's saying. This is an art piece. And it's going to work on you or it's not. For me, it works. I absolutely, like I said, I was engrossed. It was like hypnotic to me. The visuals, the sound, the performances, the intense and horrific and sometimes beautiful scenes between these human beings and these other beings. Like it's just everything about it is grappling to your senses in every way. And I think it's a beautiful art piece. It works for me. I think it's an amazing movie. I'm fascinated with this director now after watching it. Well, I mean, after I watched this to begin with, I haven't really watched anything else of his. And I hadn't watched this in a long time. And now that I have, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember really liking this. I think it's a beautiful piece of artwork. It gets you thinking about things and putting together this story and interpreting everything. And I love that. I love that we're drawing our own conclusions. Because that's what art's about. Either you're connecting to something in it that relates to you, or you're connecting with the message the director is trying to portray. But that's what art is. Either you connect with it, or maybe you don't, but you have an opinion. And we all had an opinion watching this. So yeah, highly recommend. But like we said, I wouldn't recommend it to everybody. Yeah. Our audience, like you were saying, I think by now after listening to this if you should watch it or not. But yeah, I recommend it. I think it's beautiful.
All right. So it's 3 recommends and 1 not recommend for Under the Skin. Next week, we're going to watch a movie that's chosen by
Michaela. What are we going to watch next week?
I can imagine few things more horrifying than Gary Busey living in your attic. So We're going to watch Hider in the House.
What the fuck is that?
It is Gary Busey moving into someone's attic.
All right.
He's an escaped mental patient that moves into a family's attic.
What year is this from?
1989.
Perfect.
There we go.
God damn it.
Yes. Fun fact, it was filmed 2 months before his motorcycle accident gave him permanent brain damage. So this is his last performance pre-brain damage.
Okay.
All right.
Also didn't know he had an accident that caused brain damage.
That's why he's the way he is, my dude. That is why he wasn't always that way.
Okay.
All right.
I remember he won like an Oscar.
He was nominated for Buddy Holly.
Yeah.
All right. So that's Hider in the House next week on the Saturday Night Freak Show. We hope you'll join us. And until then, ladies and germs, the basement is going dark.